Show you how to make a spinner lure. I've made this tutorial before, but I'm going to actually show you a little more in-depth process to how I do it. First, you are going to need a worm weight lead that you get at Walmart. They come in 7 of these half-ounce for like $1.78, so they're super cheap. Usually if you buy bodies online, they're pretty expensive. This is the cheapest way I've found to do it. I think these are 3/8, and they were 10 for the same price, like $1.78. You're going to need some Pro-Tech powder paint. It's a really easy way to put a nice color on the lure. The first thing you will need to do is to take a paper clip, just a regular old paper clip, straighten it out enough that you can slide the body on there. Take your pliers and bend just enough so that it doesn't slide off when you slide this on. I'm going to do the smaller version. So I'll take that, slide it right on the end. Through the top is probably the best, so that you can shake off the excess. Now when you do this, what you want to do is take your lighter and try not to get it so much in the orange part of the flame, but down into the bluer part. Otherwise what happens is you get a lot of soot, and that can tend to make the powder rub off. Just kind of spin it around. You want an even heat, and leave it in there for quite a bit. I mean, you know, maybe 8 seconds, because if you don't, you won't get a good bond. And then you dip it in your paint, swirl it around, and you'll know it's good when it's got a nice glossy texture to it. Shake it off. There you go. And you'll see that it's kind of glossy now. I don't know if you can see that or not, but if it's not glossy, it'll be really dull and powdery looking, and you know that you didn't have it hot enough. So at that point, you take it right off the paper clip. You can still use this one. But then I've taken another piece of wire, just a little piece of crap wire. Paper clip would probably work too. And you're going to want to slide this on there and stick it in the oven for approximately 10 minutes at 300 degrees. Make sure you have some foil down, otherwise these do tend to drip a little bit if it's too hot. I've already got one that I've done here. I just did this one in pink. That's what I'm looking to use this next week, is some pink. Try something new. The green's working pretty good. Caught a nice steelhead a couple days ago. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take some wire. This comes at, you know, you can buy this in big strands. And take that piece of wire, and you take these round-nosed pliers, bend it, and then bend it out. What you want to make it look like is kind of like, it's hard to explain, but if you can see that, see how it's got the loop at the bottom, and then it kind of flares out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a treble hook. I could buy these for $25, size 2, at Walmart, and they're about, I think they're about $3. So they're a lot cheaper that way too. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this back around, hold it with my pliers, slide the worm weight on, and I'm going to just go right up through the bottom of that. And then what you got is it's nice and firm. It doesn't slide around on you. It stays on pretty good. And then you're going to need some French blades And I've bought these at various places online. One place is Lure Parts Online. They give you a whole catalog. This year I went with this place because they were actually cheaper. And it's called Barlow's. And I bought 50 of this size and 50 of this size. This is the number, I believe the number 6 and the number 5. And just for comparison, obviously the smaller size is the 5 and the 6. You can see they're roughly 1.5 inches. I believe that one's probably 1.25 inches for the number 5. And you will need clevises, which I also bought from Barlow's. They were about $3 for 100. Before I do that though, you're going to need about, really what you need to do is measure how far away from the hook. So you don't want it to be in the way of the hook. So when it spins, you have it free. So I'm going to need probably, I'm going to say 4 little beads. I'm just going to stick them right on there. And those also act as bearings, and it adjusts the height to the blade away from the hook that you're looking for. So I've got the beads on there, got my clevis, I've got my blade. Make sure you put them on the right way so that the clevis is up. You know what I mean. You'll know the right way up, right side up. So there you go. You can see that it's not touching the hook at all. I don't use split rings. I just think they're a waste of money. So now I'm going to bend this around, come back around, start twisting this on there. The amount of wire that I started with was roughly, I'd say 3.5 to 4 inches. You don't need to start off with a whole lot. Cut off the little excess and then pinch down whatever is sticking out. And there you go, you're done with the lure. Ready to go. Cost me probably $1 because the hooks, like I said, 25 for about $3. The worm weights were, this size was 10 for less than $2. I spent $50 on these blades, but that was including the 2 different sizes. So I got 100 blades, 100 clevises, and this can of green Protect, and it was, plus shipping, came out to about $48. So if you have a store that sells, you know, this stuff, then you can save yourself the shipping and probably get it for roughly 40, something like that. But the one thing that you do want to make sure that you do after you've done the Protect paint on this stuff is to put it in the oven and cure it, because it will make it a lot harder. It will resist when it hits the rocks or just the blade spinning around. Here, I'll do another large size one here. And now I'll show you though, if you go too high, see the lead starts turning black, and that is soot. And what's going to happen is when you put your paint on there, it's basically just going to wipe off. I mean, you can wipe it off, but it's awfully hot. So if you just stay in the right portion of the flame, which is down deep in it, it doesn't turn black. You get an even heat. Dip your paint. Brush off the excess. spin it around because you're trying to bust it free from sticking to the wire. So there I have a ½ ounce ready to go into the oven. What I do is I stick them on this piece of wire with a little hook, and then I'll show you what they look like in the oven. So I've got this oven set at 300 degrees, and these have been in there for roughly the time that I've been making this video, so 10 minutes about. And you can see this one here, I kind of added a multicolor. It's green and pink. And let me get better contrast here. There you go. Just experimenting. There's a green one. Of course you saw the pink. See how it's nice and shiny? That's how you know that it's ready to go, because it's created almost a hard enamel. And then normally these things will chip if you don't do this. They'll chip right away and you'll lose all the paint, and you're going to lose them anyways, but you might as well make them last longer if you can. So that's how you make them. Here I got all my stuff here. These are the big weights. Oh no, those are the big weights. These are the smaller weights. All the clevises. Really all you need is this round pair of pliers, a regular pair of pliers, a strand of wire. It's about $5 probably. And hooks. I just went and bought a bunch of number 2s because I like that size. So I hope this helps you out. And good luck fishing, guys. Thanks for watching.